am excited to show you my latest Power BI project. Not only was this project unique, but it was also something that was implemented initially on a website, which was mocked in Figma, and I had to put together the same report, but this time using Power BI. And some features may or may not exist in Power BI, but I had to find a way to make it work. And I'm excited that it all came together nice and clean. So yeah, I'm going to walk you through the project and show you the various pieces and not how it was built, but how it works, the various visuals and how they interact with each other, so to say, and how all these interactions are working to make it look like what they originally have on their website, my clients, I mean. So there's supposed to be three basic um, pages, but I use some workaround in Power BI. So even though it's supposed to be three, there are some pages that are hidden. And because of the page navigation and drill through interactivity, I built more than three pages, but they feel like they are three pages if you understand what I mean. So this is the landing page, and here, as usual, we have the company, the title of the report, executive summary. We have some card visuals here, and I used the new card visual. And what you're seeing here up here is the label, but this time is above. And down here, um, we have the reference label. So I use reference label to display this bottom information here. And this is obviously the call out. So that's what I did for these cards. And there is obviously an image. So client comes with their own image. So we have to incorporate that in their card here. To do this is obviously the usual line and column chart, but they also wanted to show an image here, which we all know that the line and chart doesn't have an image format. So I used the button. This is a button, yeah. Yeah, from here you can see that it's a button. So I use button and then I put the icon here. And using the padding, I was able to position it the way or the place that they wanted to have it. And so I grouped the two of them together to make it feel like it's one visual. The similar thing was done to this particular visual also. So this is the new pie chart. So I incorporate some of these new border in there to make it stand out a little bit. So I put white spacing to separate each slice. And this is also a border grouped together. So it makes it look like it's just a single visual, but it's actually two in one. This side, we have the new card visual again, but it's being configured to slice the report. This I think you can do into where you can either use a new slicer, but because of time, I didn't have time to configure a new slicer. So here is it's just a trick. So this is a slicer, and this is the card. You could use the slicer and configure it this way, or if you want to be if you don't want to just configure the slicer, you can just put the card here and cover it with a slicer. So this slicer, I've made it transparent so that you don't see the values in there. But if I change it, you can see that it is. There is some information on there. So I made it completely transparent. I just slapped it on top of the new card visual, and so it can slice this report. So when you click on completed, it filters the entire report, or maybe delayed. So the slicer is lying on top of the card, if you will. Yeah. Okay. So this is also a new slicer. So if users do not want to click on the card, they can use this slicer down here. It's actually what they wanted. So yeah, I'm using the new slicer to do this functionality for them. This is also a card visual. The new card visual again, it's heavily formatted. In here we have categories up here, and then down here we have colored values and their labels in here. So new card visual. And down here we have a button overlaying this visual, but if we move it up here, we have the title of a button, and this card, like normal cards, not not the new card visual. So if we click on this one, it's just DAX with a lot of spacing in there. So we are showing deliverables, and we are repeating the space key, which is in Power BI, if you want to enter the space, it's UniChart 32. So we repeated that 18 times to get this large space in there, and then concatenated with the value of this deliverable. So that's how this card was configured. I just put it in the card callout value. Yeah, same thing applies to this and this. And then this is this chart here is just a bar chart. So the bar chart, we are showing two measures. One of them is the tax percentage, which is the 87%, and the remaining, which is obviously 100 minus the tax percentage expressed in percentage, right? So if we are showing the two of them together, it gives us 100%. And then we colored the remaining light gray just to give the illusion that we are still progressing. So that's how these visuals were configured and grouped together. I know it's a lot of visual, but this client didn't have much rows of data, so the report still opens and refresh fast, even though there are a lot of visuals on this page. The same were done for the rest of the cards here. And the next thing they wanted to do was to go through each domain. So if user wants to go to education, they just want to click on this card and go to that page. That's why I have the button on top of this, all of these cards, right? So with the button, it's configured to go to that respective domain. And like I said, the website has 3 pages, right? But in Power BI, the way I was able to get it to work was to use page navigation, because buttons does not drill through. And all of these visuals in there also couldn't drill through to the page they wanted. So I used button, and I placed an icon here just to for UI UX to give them a sense that it should take them to some other place, right? So when they click on it, like education, for instance, it takes them to drill through on the education detailed page. And if they want to go back, they can either use this back button, or they can click on the executive summary. And then they come back here. Similarly, if they want to go to energy, same thing, it comes to the energy page. Okay, and then they can see more details about the energy. This visual you are seeing here is a new card visual. Behind it is a button as well. So I have the title and subtitle here, just as they have on their website design. And this is the new card visual. So this new card visual First of all, we have the title, which is a formula to show them that, oh, this is the domain that you are in here. So I wrote this DAX selected domain title. Let's see. Let's find selected domain title. So whatever domain that was drew through, and then details. So we drew through, or we navigated from the energy domain. So it's energy, and then the domain details. Why is it showing domain even though it's page navigation, not draw through? That's because I have different pages here. So and for each page to show, I have a filter here that says this page is only for energy. So that's why this formula is even working, because energy is selected in this filter here. Okay, so subtitle, let's move on to subtitle and see what is driving the subtitle. That's also a DAX total page project title. So total project title is this DAX you can see here. We're counting distinct projects, and we have to format it. Otherwise, it's giving a different data format, right? So we have to tell it that it's just a single number and distinct project in this project. So there are 12 distinct projects in this domain. Yeah. So that's the title and the subtitle. And then the body of the card, we have budget down here, and then the category, which is this one. Category is up here, and then the budget. So budget will be the call out value. I do not have any label. Oh, let me just see. Yeah, I do not have any label, but I do have reference label. So total budget and deliverables and the average time. I think this call out value, I'm hiding it. Yes. So this budget in here is hidden. I made it white color up here so they don't see it. All I wanted to show was the budget under the reference label and the deliverables here and the average completion. And under each reference label, there should be details, I think. So total budget and the details. So reference label here, budget, and then deliverables and average completion. And each one has details. So the budget has the start date, time, and the details. I did it this way just so we can have a similar visualization like what they have on their website. So we have end date and the deliverable. So that's how the website is designed. And this is the spent percentage under the completion. Okay, though I couldn't find any other way to do this because table visuals wouldn't work. And so with the new card visual and its reference label and the details, I was able to get it as close as possible to what they wanted. Okay, and so that's how this page was configured. Now let's go back to the main page and come back. Yeah. So if we want to draw through from the finance, same thing. So all 4 domains were configured similarly. And then from this detail page, they want to drill through to see further details, which is called deliverables. So that because this card visual has so many of the information required to drill through, I was able to do the drill through functionality here. And so when they hover on it or when they right click, they are able to drill through. And here it was also configured very similar to what they have in the project details. So, however, there is an SVG here. This progress bar for the completion as an SVG. And so the way I did it was I came to card and then I select it under tax. I think, let's see. Oh, sure, image here. So under tax, so tax is supposed to be here, but I've hidden it by formatting this card visual heavily under the call out value reference labels and whatnot. So at the end of the day, I have this space here, which is tax, to put the SVG. SVG, I use image URL. So completion SVG, let's go into the DAX and see. Completion SVG. So this is the SVG part of it. I have several variables in here to make it work. And yeah, I had previously wanted to do the different color code, but I didn't want to later just stick to the black color. So yeah, this is the SVG I used. And once I use it in the image part of the card visual with image URL, the DAX gives me this progress bar here. So that's a little bit of this project. It was a very exciting project. I enjoyed the challenge and I'm glad that it turned out great exactly the way they wanted. And yeah, client is happy, I'm happy. So thank you. Any questions?